Hello everybody, I'm Stephanie Haney. It's now 2 p.m. on Friday, April 17th, 2020. I'm here with your latest updates, the top headlines on WKYC.com and our WKYC app, many of those involving the COVID-19 coronavirus and how that's impacting us here in the state of Ohio. Every day at 2 p.m., the Ohio Department of Health releases the latest numbers on the COVID-19 coronavirus. We do have those now, so I'll be sharing those with you now. These are the numbers that have just been released. We now have a total of 9,107 confirmed cases of COVID-19 coronavirus here in the state of Ohio. That's an increase of 693 cases from this same time yesterday, which is an uptick from what we had been seeing earlier in the week and at the end of last week. The deaths are now numbering 418. Those are including the expanded definition from the CDC, including cases that are probably due to COVID-19 coronavirus, not necessarily resulting after a positive test had been administered, as there is a shortage of tests and people are not necessarily being tested for COVID-19 coronavirus if it won't change their treatment plan and other issues related to access to widespread testing. The age range remains the same from less than 1 year old to up to 101 years old, and the split between males and females is now exactly even. Half positive are males and half positive are females. Now, if we take a look at some issues that are facing other people related to COVID-19 coronavirus, the small business industry is definitely suffering, and people are starting to get restless as funding for small businesses runs out. The Small Business Administration, a federal agency, announced on Thursday that it has reached its $349 billion lending limit and is no longer accepting applications. There's a stalemate over a proposal by President Donald Trump for emergency $250 billion to be additionally added to that program. And that's creating a lot of uncertainty about whether additional support will be available for this key rescue program, which is now completely out of funds. Congress is not meeting to discuss this today, according to reports. So a lot of people experiencing some restlessness and uncertainty and understandably some fear and anxiety related to that. We'll be following that. Here in Ohio, the Cleveland Clinic has finished its COVID-19 overflow hospital. There were renovations being done to turn the Case Western Reserve Health Education Campus into a surge hospital for COVID-19. It's called the Hope Hospital, and this will act as an overflow facility if we do need it here in the state of Ohio, if we do need those extra beds. The Hope Hospital currently has 300 beds and has room for 1,000 beds. If needed, the hospital will be used only for patients who do not require ventilators. Here in Mentor, the company Avery Dennison is now manufacturing 500,000 face shields. That's for hospitals nationwide, and that's also including the Cleveland Clinic and the Lake Health System. The organization says the face shields will be easy for medical professionals or for others to wear and assemble, and they are supposed to be designed with comfort in mind for the people who will need to be wearing them as protective equipment. Mark Flash, who is the executive director of Lake Health, thanked Avery Dennison for stepping up in this time of need, saying that they are serving the community and team members in an extraordinary way and directly saving lives by creating these face shields that are very much in demand right now. Hospitals or organizations who do need the face shields can contact Avery Dennison through a link on our website on WKYC.com and our WKYC app. The Cleveland Clinic, as we have reported, has sent more than 25 healthcare workers to New York City to help battle the coronavirus. The workers were seen this morning at Johns Hopkins International Airport. They had gloves and masks on, of course. There is an order now in the state of New York that people in public do need to wear face masks if they're going to be in a situation where they will be within 6 feet of each other. So the workers that were sent from the Cleveland Clinic to New York will report to New York Presbyterian Hospital. The Cleveland Clinic said in a statement last week that the Cleveland Clinic connected with hospitals in New York and Michigan that have requested help of available caregivers, including critical care nurses, nurse practitioners, board-certified critical care and emergency medicine physicians, physician assistants, and CT and X-ray technicians. We want to, of course, send a thank you to all of the healthcare workers on behalf of 3 News, everyone here for doing their part as we all stay home and do our part to help stop the spread of the COVID-19 coronavirus. Swenson's is doing its part to help feed frontline workers. Swenson's brought their food truck today to the Akron Children's Hospital to help feed workers on the front line. That's not their first stop. They've been spotted in the past few weeks dropping off food with university hospitals and also with the Cleveland Clinic. Kevin Howley of Swenson's told 3 News earlier this month that they don't actively publicize it, but they do deliver food 4 to 6 times per week within local communities, including weekly First Responder Fridays, where they deliver food to first responders. So that's what we're seeing today, and it's their way of giving back and being good neighbors. So thank you to Swenson's for doing that for our healthcare responders on the front line against COVID-19 coronavirus here in Ohio. If you're just joining us, I'll give you those updated numbers right now related to COVID-19 coronavirus here in the state of Ohio. We now have a total of 9,107 confirmed positive COVID-19 coronavirus cases here in Ohio and a total of 418 deaths. Now, if you're looking just at the number of confirmed positive cases over the past couple of days, between yesterday and today, there are 693 new confirmed positive cases. From Wednesday to Thursday, there were 623 new confirmed positive cases. From Tuesday to Wednesday this week, there were 511 confirmed positive cases. So you can see we are on an uptick. We are seeing more confirmed positive cases over the past several days here in the state of Ohio. Now, prior to that, we were seeing additional confirmed positive cases in the mid 300 number. So definitely an uptick happening there. And this is as people are discussing whether it's appropriate for our economy to begin to reopen on May 1st, as Governor Mike DeWine said yesterday. Of course, people on both sides of those arguments. Some people with small businesses really talking about how they are struggling right now and they're not able to access those small business emergency loans because that funding has been already completely doled out to people. And then other people talking about how they don't want the last month and a half of quarantine to have been in vain. So lots to consider there, but as the numbers show, when it comes to confirmed cases of COVID-19 coronavirus, we are seeing an uptick in those numbers at this time. Now, as we look straight down the face of a weekend where we need to be tucked in, staying safe at home, we do have some options for you to stay entertained. We've got a story up on WKYC.com, so you can check that out. Here's a reminder that the Cleveland International Film Festival is now streaming. That's now through April 28th, so you can see all of the features that would have been available to view in person at the Cleveland International Film Festival. There are over 200 titles. It's $8 a piece if you want to see a single screening, but if you'd just like to see everything and have access to everything, you can become a Film Buff member of the Cleveland International Film Festival. That'll cost you $75. Those films are available between now and April 28th. So if you've got time on your hands and you want to stream those films, that might be the best option for you. Another thing happening tonight, John Krasinski has created his new YouTube show, Some Good News, and he's doing something for all of the juniors and seniors who are missing their proms, their high school proms this season because of COVID-19 coronavirus. Tonight, he is having a virtual prom. So if you have someone in your house that's a junior or senior in high school this year, you might want to share that information with them. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's on his YouTube page. We've got a link to that on WKYC.com as well. And another thing you might want to take notice of is, of course, we think of Airbnb as a travel destination, right? But they have this new feature called Airbnb Experiences. And you can take part in online experiences that are hosted by hosts from around the world. So those include things like yoga classes from around the world, guided meditation from around the world, coffee and wine master classes, so that when things do open back up, you need to order a bottle of wine, you know exactly what you're doing and what you're talking about when that comes around and happens. So that's your update for the afternoon of Friday, April 17th. Those are the latest numbers related to COVID-19 coronavirus and what's topping WKYC.com and our WKYC app. For the rest of the day today, we'll see you at 5 p.m. on What's New. I'll see you there. We'll also have continuing coverage on What Matters Most at 6 p.m., on Front Row at 7 p.m., and on What's Next at 11 p.m. And I will see you all back here on Monday at 11 a.m. I hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you then. I'm Stephanie Haney.